Who won?
Trump. So I'm
Take a breath.
yeah. So today may look a little different at school. Okay, there are probably going to be friends who have questions, right? I'm sure your teachers are going to, I think, we currently are in a country where we get to choose, right? And people have different priorities, they have different values. Some people hear what he has to say and they don't believe him, and some people hear what he has to say and they believe him and they agree with him. So today's probably, your school day is probably going to look pretty normal. Okay, your teachers are going to do a really great job of, if you have questions throughout the day or if you have big feelings throughout the day.
Do you like these?
Are you sad?
I'm very sad.
And now you're crying.
All right, guys. Welcome back to the Unrestrained podcast. So fortunately, guys, we won. So we get to remain the Unrestrained podcast, guys, because had it gone the other way, we would have had to change our name to the Restrained podcast. But hit play, Alfred, because this is how I feel right now. That's right, Alfred. That's what I'm talking about, guys. That's how I felt, man. That's how I felt. That's how I still feel, even a week later, man. Say hi to the people, Alfred.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hey, do us a favor, man. If we're live, we're here at the Unrestrained podcast, and as you guys know, we're having some little technical difficulties on getting the sound on the videos. If you can hear the sound videos, please let us know because we don't know. I mean, we're hearing them at full blast over here, but we want to know.
Oh man, I hope they heard that one, Alfred.
Yeah, send us a quick message just to make sure that you were able to hear the actual videos.
Did you guys feel the thunder? Did you guys hear the thunder? The thunder, man. These poor crazy liberals. But before we keep going, we got a guest here today, my buddy Robert Gonzalez. I've mentioned him a couple of times, not by name. I've alluded to some, my Catholic friend here, or my Spanish mass buddy that I've known for many years. And yeah, I've known him for a long time. And say hi to the people, Robert.
How's it going, everyone? Glad to be here.
Yeah, man. So I was talking to Robert before. How old are you now, Robert?
I'm 38.
38.
Almost 40.
Yeah. Well, I'm 9 years older than you. So I've known Robert. I've known his family, and through his college phase of being a libertarian. What would you describe yourself in college? Were you like libertarian?
I was a libertarian, and then I went to a minarchist,
Mhm.
and then an anarcho-capitalist.
Atheist.
An atheist. I was an atheist for a long time.
Right.
So I've gone through many changes.
Right.
But I'm always open to what the truth is, right? I'm a truth seeker, so whatever the truth takes me, that's where I need to go, right? I'm always open to changing my mind. I've changed my mind several times, but I just hear all the facts, all the information, and then I make a choice whether I'm incorrect or I need to change my position.
What's going on, Alfred? You're looking at me weird.
Go for it. No. I just want to make sure. We got it. They're just sending us a clue. No sound on the audio, the video.
No
So
sound on the video?
We're
Oh,
working on it.
they
We're
missed it.
working on
Oh,
it.
man.
We're ecstatic, man.
You guys
They missed
missed out. You guys missed out. Alfred, we're going to have to fix it. And I think we'll have to replay it
We
again.
will replay it.
I thought we had that figured out,
Well,
though.
yeah, we did. I mean, apparently, I don't know if there's a maybe copyrights. It could happen.
I don't know, man.
Well, we'll
but
see.
so did you guys hear the intro video of the mom?
Just the
woke,
mom.
The woke mom. Did you guys hear the woke mom? Thumbs up if you did. Because that's my yes. Oh, yes, please, Yolanda. I don't know. Are you saying yes, please? You want to hear it? Or are you saying you did hear it?
I don't think she did.
I don't think she would. Did she hear it or no? She said yes.
Okay, so yes,
She
you
did.
heard it. Okay, thumbs up. So we're clear, guys. Can you guys put a little? Are they able to put little emojis on these things?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, thumbs up if you guys heard the woke mom, because out of all the liberal meltdowns, that was my favorite one. Oh, she says, yes, please replay the second video. Oh, the second video. Alfred. Okay, Alfred, let's try it. 'Cause, guys, I'm still like pumped, man. I'm still pumped. And every day that goes by, it's even more exciting as we find out more and more about what Trump is going to do and who's around him, the people, the team that he's assembled. We got a whole squad coming in this time around, guys. And yeah, we want to talk about it, but do we want to try to hear it?
We can try.
Do you want to try it again, Alfred?
Yeah, well, let's try it again.
Okay, we're gonna try it again, guys, so you guys can get all fired up because we gotta enjoy it, guys, because we don't know how long this is gonna last before the woke mob gets crazy and starts burning down the streets and I don't know, have a real insurrection, right?
True.
Then we're gonna be all pissed off and stressed out again.
We can. Let's see. It's hopefully it'll work, you guys. But let us know because again, we're seeing it here that it's going good. But if in the feed it doesn't, you can't hear it. Let us know.
You got your
please.
earpiece on? From the beginning. From the
All right,
beginning.
here we go.
Can you hear it? No? Damn it. Damn it. It's not working. No. What? Yeah, you guys. Well, if they can't hear it, forget about it, Alfred.
Yeah, forget about it, man. It sucks.
Man,
I'm
Alfred.
just thinking. I'm just thinking if they're gonna be able to hear the other videos.
That's not what I'm wondering. Guys, we had it figured out, and I think the woke mob, we're getting attacked already, Alfred.
It's already happening, man. They're hitting that little there's a secret button where it says report. When it's kind of like this when there's spam. You're working in an IT department
Mhm.
and you get an email and they hit spam. That's what the woke mob is doing on us, bro.
I don't know, man.
They're getting us covered. They're making sure that that nobody can hear it. But don't worry, we're gonna get this fixed and get that situated real quick.
What are our options with this video situation, Alfred, with the audio?
It says his team, no sound, no audio,
Yeah.
no sound on the audio. Okay. All right. Well, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna pray one more. Can we test one out?
All right, we're gonna test. We're gonna test
the next one just to make sure, because like you said, it's just it would suck if we were going to.
I'm hoping it's because you didn't have it on that little list you got going right there. So let's hopefully go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna try this one and see. Let's see.
All right, let's do it.
Let me see.
Here we go, guys. Let us know.
All right, let's see. We're gonna play it. Now we're gonna play it. Let's see.
Start from the beginning, Alfred.
In the proud spirit of
Got it?
America,
All right, there we go.
Can you guys hear that?
and in the proud spirit of our great country,
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start you.
Could hear it.
Yeah, you got it, Yoli.
Finally.
No, you
Woo!
stopped it too soon, Alfred, but it's
all right.
okay.
All right, man.
It's okay, guys.
you guys.
Finally, man.
Yeah, guys, we just wanted to get the vibe, man. We wanted to get the vibe. Hopefully everybody's pumped up. Hopefully everybody's excited. Probably not everybody, because I know we get some haters in here too, which we'd like to hear from you guys as well.
Of course. That's
know?
that's what's part of being Americans, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to agree. I think for the most part in the last 4 years, you guys can understand that. There was one side that was just full on, like they did not want to hear you. They didn't want to hear nothing you had to say. And unfortunately, it leads us to a very dark place in America where everybody believed what they were saying. And it's unfortunate that when elections hit, what happened? The other side woke up and they woke up too, right? And they got a spanking, right? Because they saw the voting.
Yep.
And boom, it wasn't the truth. It was a reality for them. And so they're continuing to be numb. But listen, as Americans, we need to be able to have conversations regardless.
Yeah, Alfred, were you guys able to hear the woke mom? Was that audio any good?
I think they were able to hear it.
Do you guys hear the woke mom and with her little kids crying? Let us know if you did or not.
Somebody says they don't see the post. You guys are gonna have to, if you're on X, you're gonna have to be able to you're gonna find it on either on X or YouTube or Facebook. So find us on X, Lexit Movement, and you'll be able to find the live stream on these 3 platforms. Okay.
Yep. And if you guys can go to our YouTube channel, Unrestrained Podcast, and subscribe there. We don't go live there. It'll be on there afterwards. And if you guys can help us out, once we build that channel, then we'll start going live there also. But right now we're on the Lexit platforms, which, yeah, man, wanted to talk to Rob. Me and Robert were talking before the stream. And like I was telling you guys, I've known him for a long time. So we'll text back and forth, never lost touch. And I was telling him back in the days, guys, back in 2006, when Obama won his first term, ever since then, every election season, I think, God, you were one of the few people because you didn't vote. Did you vote for Obama the first time? No, you didn't, right?
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
no.
you were already, you knew what was up. Robert already knew what was going on. He was on the path.
I voted Ron Paul in that election, actually.
Yeah,
I knew he was going to lose, but I voted him anyway.
Yeah, because you were libertarian,
right?
Which I kind of consider myself pretty libertarian. Actually, well, I have libertarian
leanings,
right? For sure. Yeah, especially on social issues,
right?
You know, domestic. I don't know what would be the libertarian position on abortion.
They're pro-choice, though.
Well, I think Ron Paul was for not allowed because it's still murdering somebody,
right?
So they're not allowed to kill,
right?
So I think he still was pro-life in that position.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't kill somebody because at the end of the day, you are ending a life, right? I think we should call terms what they are. It's child sacrifice. Mm-hmm. Stop using words like abortion. It sounds like a computer program. Just use child sacrifice. You cannot child sacrifice your kids,
right?
And so it doesn't matter if it's so. Ron Paul did not agree with that position.
Yeah, and that's just logical sense, right? Because that is basically the role of government is to protect our freedoms and protect our life, right, and our right to live. So, yeah, guys. But yeah, I was telling Robert that every election season, as years have gone by, primaries, you know, Obama's second term, then you get into the Mitt Romney election, right? It was Mitt Romney runs against him. Then we finally get Trump. But even the first win in Trump, guess what I'm getting at is I was telling him that observing like who's around you, like the people you talk to, right? As years have gone by, you do start running it into more people that were getting red pilled, if you will, right?
Mm-hmm.
As time's gone on. And so every election, you know, I'd be a little hopeful, like, is there enough people out there that have been red pilled, you know, to win, you know, but you don't really know until there's an election and the numbers are in, because I think that's where we can test where the country stands. Right. And so this is the first time that we can honestly say that we've had enough people that have been red pilled. Obviously, you know, landslide electoral and the popular vote, which I mean, you're not surprised, right?
No.
But again, it's like every year you're disappointed, and every year you kind of look back and you're like, man, dude, how do people not see it?
Right,
Robert? So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. So, you know, the crazy part about Trump winning is that there hasn't been no Republican has won the popular vote in about 20 years, right? I mean, he decimated Kamala Harris, Electoral College, popular vote, the Senate, Congress. This was an entire red tsunami, a red sweep, basically saying, you know what? Unfortunately, I think that the Democrats had a position, right? They had all their social issues. They basically ran on abortion.
Yep.
But I think most Americans were suffering economically. They were suffering with immigration happening in their country, with lawlessness.
Mhm.
And this was them saying, guys, I don't care about transgenderism. I don't care about abortion right now. My main goal is to make sure that I have a job, make sure that I can feed my family, make sure that I can pay my bills, make sure that I have a promising future.
Right.
That's what they voted on.
Yeah, and you know, and what's interesting, Robert, is that, you know, so everybody's kind of like, how is the media gonna react to, you know, how are they gonna respond, right? Because the numbers are in, right? The American people have spoken. Oh, Trump has a mandate, clear mandate, right? And it's just interesting that they're like, you know, misogynism and racism is a problem. You know, men, they're not willing to have a woman president, all that nonsense garbage, right? You know, it's like it doesn't even occur to them. You know, it never occurred to them that, you know, maybe guys are more concerned about like having a job and being able to take care of your family and having a safe border. And women, you know, maybe they don't care as much about killing their babies. They're more concerned with, you know, buying eggs and milk.
Right.
You know, they're going to in other words, women are going to the grocery store more often than they are going to Planned Parenthood.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's just like they're freaking lost, man. And the reality is that in the way you kind of look at what's going to happen, what I'm seeing now, Robert, is that I think there's going to be infighting a bit, because you're seeing like Van Jones. Like, God, who would ever thought Van Jones is out there telling them, like, you guys got to stop the woke narrative, right? I mean, I'm paraphrasing. Like, he's telling these guys, you know, this whole woke agenda, the race baiting, which he's like the main race baiter, that, you know, that we need to change, that maybe we're the problem.
Right.
You know, and then on The View, you know, they're fighting amongst themselves because, you know, you have some of them actually being rational, saying, hey, guys, you know, the numbers are in. It seems like the majority of America does not agree or care about these issues that we're talking about.
Right.
You know, they don't really care about their, you know, their kids having gender affirming care, you know, and safe-sex marriage issues, which, you know, I know that one didn't really come up, but, you know, they're more concerned with wars, foreign wars, and, you know, government overspending, what we went through COVID.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, that repelled a whole bunch of people.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So people they remember, we remember all this stuff. And when you watch these people on TV, like CNN and all these pundits, I mean, these guys, we're the normal people. Like, I'm the normal guy. I'm the normal Latino, the middle-class guy that, you know, lives the American experience, has to pay the bills. You know, Robert, you went through school, right? You put yourself through school. You're in a family business now with your dad. Your dad started a business coming here, which we'll get into your dad a little bit. We might have to make fun of his dad a little bit. We'll tell the story on him. He's a good dude, but it's you guys will be shocked when you guys listen to Robert, because he's a smart guy. Not that his dad's not a smart guy, but he is not you're not your father for sure, right?
Absolutely not.
No, absolutely not. His dad is ultra left, right?
Right.
Was that fair to say?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think that, you know what the crazy part is, he wasn't really big into politics, but as soon as Trump came around and made the famous comments, what was they're not all rapists or something like that coming into the country.
Oh, when he said that there's rapists and murderers coming from Mexico.
Right. And he wanted to stop immigration. And I think that he saw it as attacking his identity, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, he came here in this country, and he actually received amnesty under Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, hold on, guys. We got a problem.
Can you guys hear the static?
Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah. Wait, go
hold on, guys. Oh, there you go. You did something. It's something over there, Alfred. Here.
No.
Oh, is that you right there?
Yeah.
I'm out.
All right.
All right, hold on.
Yeah. It's something with that cable here.
You know, it was that cable that we had the problem with, Alfred. So bear with us, guys, while we fix this issue. But now I'm remembering that on the last podcast, that same issue was happening for a little bit.
Did they cut the mic?
No, just
No, it's all right, guys. Yeah, I'll keep talking. You guys know I can talk. But what do we got going on in the chat here? Oh, what is this? Basically, ME. You don't see the other post? Well, I don't know. I can't help you there. Fernie Chavez, libertard words are just that, words. Yeah, guys. Oh yeah, and then Yolanda Garcia. I think Yolanda Garcia. Have you been with? I think you're with us every week, right? I think so. And yeah, Irma Barrios, all good. All right, guys. But yeah, what were we talking about? Oh, your dad. Yeah. So yeah, so I think that's kind of what triggered him. And just so you guys get some background, I mean, your dad is first generation from Mexico, right? He was born in Mexico, right? How did your dad come here?
Illegally.
Oh, your dad came here illegally?
Legally.
Oh, okay.
When he was about, I think 9 or 10 years old, approximately.
Oh, okay.
He came in. He was brought in through coyotes.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, this is the good old.
Yeah. So you guys can't hear him, but I guess he came here illegal. But just so fast forward, his dad has a business, so he's self-employed. He's created a business. It's been successful. He's started a family business where you work, and I think your brother works there, and your mom, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. We'll get that going. So the sad thing is that it's so sad when I think of guys like Robert's dad that they don't. It's frustrating that they don't understand that they came to a country that the fundamentals and the values and the government and that is what allows for the success that he's had. Like, he ran from a system, well, he was young, but his family,
right.
Oh, there you go. Sound good now. Ran from a system, and you leave it behind, and then you come here and you're now voting for the same policies and supporting the same ideas that your family ran from. I mean, that's what happened with all our families that came from Mexico. They're running from something.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. I think most of the world, honestly, I mean, America is the only country that has given people all of these rights.
Yeah.
Right. You go to Africa, they don't have all these rights. Right. China doesn't have all these rights. A lot of European countries have actually minimized their rights as well.
Right.
South America, Latin America is all, I mean, the government controls your life, taxes you to an existence, and basically levels everybody. There is a middle class, but the majority of people are either extremely poor or very wealthy.
Right.
Right. There's no really way to move up the ladder. America is the only place to do that.
Right.
And these people, they don't know. I think they bring the ideas of the country that they fled,
right,
without knowing it, and they come back here, and they want the safety of having a big government without realizing that with that safety comes the inability to move up the ladder.
Right. No, exactly right. I had this conversation with my dad, who lives in Mexico now, and I finally convinced him of the harms of because I am very libertarian when it comes to the minimum wage laws, right? So I don't believe in minimum wage. To me, it's just logical that you let the free market do its thing. So I was talking to my dad about it because they have that new Mexico, that new party. I don't even know what they're called, Morena or whatever.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Pretty Morena, PRD. I think it's Morena.
Yeah, but that's the party that's in power, right? And
correct.
That new,
right now is the PRI, the PRI.
Nah, bro, she's Morena, isn't it? The lady that
I think
she's the same party that their current president is
well,
from.
he used to be from.
Isn't he? He used to be, but I believe he's that Morena. Tell us in the chat. I know you guys know, but I'm pretty sure it's not PRI. I'm sure it's Morena. I think that's that new party. But anyways,
they'll tell us.
Yeah, they'll tell us. But the point being that so I was talking to my dad about it, and what I realized is that they're so conditioned to have this the relationship between, they're conditioned to believe that the government is like their nanny, right? They're their overlords, that they are their role is to provide for them. That's the mindset that a lot of people, not just in Mexico, but probably from other countries, I would assume. It's not like, I haven't taken a survey, but I can just speak to Mexico itself, is they don't look at government the way we do here in America. And that's what's unique. That's why it's the experiment, right? This experiment being is that we will self-govern, right? And that we will be, the government is by the people and for the people,
right?
And so that's a different concept than the rest of the world. And that's the concept that has allowed America to be the greatest country, the wealthiest country in the history of humanity.
Right.
You know? So, and that's what we mean by making America great again, you know, is going back to those of us from I mean, you're old enough to remember, you know, you're not that old, right, Robert? Before wokeness even existed.
Oh yeah, I remember the 90s. The 90s.
Right, 90s, man.
I remember I was talking to my friends the other day, and you could say, like, you could have racist jokes. You had racist movies. You use all kinds of words like we use, you know, you can't say, like, let's say same sex now, right? That's the polite, polished way to say it. But there was another word that started with an F that people would always use to describe people, right? And it was normal even in my time to call each other that, all your friends. So there was an era where you just were allowed to do and say whatever you wanted to, and nobody took offense to it. We all knew that it was a joke. We all, you know, maybe some people were butthurt about it, but for the most part, people just spoke their minds, and they weren't worried about being canceled or worried about, oh my God, I'm going to lose my job over this.
Right.
They just said whatever.
It would never even cross your mind. It was, you know, it wasn't a thing, man. It wasn't anything that you would even think. You wouldn't have had like Tupac and Eminem and all those guys. Not that I promote any of that kind of stuff now, but the reality is that yes, we, you know, even as a Christian believer, I'm not looking to have the government. I'm not looking to have the government regulate speech, you know, force people to not use curse words, or, you know, ban people from calling each other names, you know, all that. They're trying to regulate morality, but their own woke religion.
Right, exactly. And that's what religion is there for, right? Religion is there to restrain yourself, right? To hold yourself back, right? To make sure that you control your speech, that you control yourself, control your thoughts. Right. That's your religion. That's the point of religion. Government's there to do separate things. Right. But you're supposed to restrain yourself because of your religious values. And by the erosion of religion in the country, the pure erosion, you've seen morality decline rapidly. Yeah. Right. And so we have to come back to a society that is religious, or at least open to religion, because that's what keeps everybody in line. When you remove religion, you get systems like communist China, right? Or you get communist Russia, right? That's when you get mass killings. You get the Bolsheviks. You get the gulags. You get all these. Morality goes out the way once you get rid of religion.
Yeah, something's gonna fill that void. But this is where my buddy Robert's Catholic lingo comes in. I'm gonna say, when you bring God, Jesus back, right? And yeah. But yes, I know what you're saying. You know, I just have to make fun of Robert.
And the reason why I wanted to add to that is because that is so true. That's why we have multiple parties. We got one party that is anti-God. You know, in fact, you know, one of the rallies, when somebody said Jesus is Lord, right, it kicked them out.
Yep.
And, you know, escort them completely out. Anything that has to do with God is like you're throwing holy water at them. So you got to make sure that you got aligned with somebody that goes to your moral values. You know what I mean? If you know, and again, some people that are very progressive, or, you know, they're very, like, you know, they believe in pro-choice. I don't, you know, there's people that we don't. I don't believe in, you know, killing babies in the womb, period.
No,
you know?
man. And apparently most of America agrees with us. Not necessarily that, maybe they don't agree that, you know, that they don't want to kill babies, but at least we can say it's not top on the list.
Exactly. Just like how we all got this whole the narrative that was given to us. It wasn't one party. Robert hit it in the nail. He said earlier, he says this one party was just moved on just one issue, one typical issue, which was abortion.
Well, abortion, and Trump is evil and he's a dictator.
Well, for the most part, it was more about women's rights.
No,
right?
no,
Remember?
but I'm saying that's what they ran on. It was basically,
you're right.
It was basically protect your rights to kill your babies, and Trump is bad and a dictator.
I agree with you. I agree, because that was the narrative.
Right.
That was the whole narrative. Think about it. Somebody's been in power for approximately 12 years, right? The Democrat Party has been in power for 12 years out of the, 14 years? You know, meaning like Trump is only in power for 4 years.
Yeah.
Throughout those last, the Clinton administration, right? The Obama for 2 years. Remember?
Two terms, you mean?
2 terms. Yeah, sorry. 2 terms.
8 years.
Right? 2 terms, 8 years. You know, it was a complete decline. Yeah. That's why Robert, you're hitting it right in the nail when you're saying when you remove morality, right? When you remove God, what's going to take its place?
Woke,
And more.
woke, the religion of wokeness.
Exactly. Unmorality.
Right.
And that's why we were seeing people having sex at at the Congress, right? The two males having and posting it up on X, right? And it's okay. It's okay. We had men who didn't know it was men, but they had their their chest flattening out like they were women. Come on.
Yep.
Is that morality? Think.
Yep. Alfred, what do we got queued up on that?
Oh, we got the you guys want to look at the video, the number one video of I think it's Trump saying
so
Obamacare?
Yeah, so you guys, if you guys have been paying attention on X, Trump's already been out there, guys. It hasn't even the guy just got to office, and what happened? It wasn't even 24 hours. And what do we hear? You had Hamas come out and say, guess what, guys, we want peace. And the man hadn't even been president-elect for 24 hours. They were not even 20 hours, right? And then what happens next? Now the freaking got up caravans in Mexico. Guess what? Now you got the Mexican military because he picked up the phone. And my understanding is he called La Presidenta-elect over there.
I'm sure.
And whatever he said to her must have worked because all of a sudden now, the military's now discouraging these caravans from proceeding and they're sending them all back, right? Mm-hmm. It's going to get crazy because guess what? We're going to have mass deportation. And guess who else is going to have mass deportation, Alfred? Mexico.
Yep.
Mexico's going to have mass deportation. What do you think they're going to do with all the thousands or, I don't know, what do you think? Thousands or millions?
There's millions, bro.
What are we on? Thousands or what do you think, Rob? I don't know.
I right now they counted about 12 million. Okay, so they're counting about 12 million. That's the uncounted. There's more. There's more. I saw a little news flash. One of the ladies was fighting for the million that the million a year that was promised under the Biden administration. It was 1 million. I think it was 30.
So Shannon is saying millions. Okay, we'll believe you, Shannon.
Million, yes,
because we just believe
millions.
anything. We just believe anything. That's how Trump got elected. We don't do our research. We just
that's how it is. But there is million. I think right now they're clocking it at approximately 11 million, right? But there could be more.
Yeah. So Zach, go ahead, Robert.
Sorry, and I'm just going to touch on that for a little bit. So just think about that, guys. It's 11 million people that are illegally in the country. You're saying, right?
Yep.
Okay. Let's just put that in perspective. Those 11 million people need a place to live, right? They're actually out renting houses, which is actually making rent unaffordable for Americans, right? So just imagine if all of a sudden 11 million people were not in the country, there'd be 11 million houses that are freed.
Yeah, on the market now.
Yeah. How much what would that do to property values? How would that help? Wow. How would that help the generation right now who's trying to purchase a home with 8% interest? Yeah. Right. It's insane. Most houses in Orange County, for example, are probably close to $1 million.
Oh, yeah.
That would add to a massive decline, making it affordable for the Americans that are here in the country right now. The houses that are here are designed for Americans. And so that would actually make everything affordable. So people could actually buy into the American dream again, but it's been vanished because people want to allow these people to come in the country and rent these houses, which is bidding up housing prices, bidding up rental prices. It's bidding up it's congestion in the roads. It's destroying the roads quicker. It's using all the public. So try to use any DMV or anything like that. Any public service is being bombarded. All the hospitals are bombarded by these people who most likely don't have access to insurance. Right. They're just all these resources are being diverted away from
the American citizens. Yep.
To these people that don't belong here.
Right. Exactly right.
And I'm just making that point that I just how I wouldn't want the same for America. I don't want the same for anybody else. Again, I've always stated this. I'm a nationalist. Mexico for Mexicans, America for Americans, Japan for Japanese. If you're not in this country legally, I think you should probably leave and make your own country better.
Yeah, but the other side is glued on telling us that look, poor people. I mean, look, they were allowed in here. They're already here. So it's kind of like this. It's kind of like strong arm everybody, strong arm our government, right? To actually fix what they don't want to fix themselves. Meaning, like, you got the DACA, right? You got the DACA recipients that are still waiting, to pretty much receive the green cards. Hasn't moved anything. But we're adding up millions and millions of people to already a congested
immigration system.
Immigration system.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So let's listen to Trump's plan here to end the gender affirming insanity on our children. So this is the one of the first ones he came out, guys. So let's go ahead and hit play.
Insanity being pushed on our children is an act of child abuse. Very simple. Here's my plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth. On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. I will then ask Congress to permanently stop federal taxpayer dollars from being used to promote or pay for these procedures and pass a law prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states. It'll go very quickly. Furthermore, I will support the creation of a private right of action for victims to sue doctors who have unforgivably performed these procedures on minor children.
Beautiful.
The Department of Justice will investigate Big Pharma and the big hospital networks to determine whether they have deliberately covered up horrific long-term side effects of sex transitions in order to get rich at the expense of vulnerable patients, in this case, very vulnerable. I will ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth. Under my leadership, this madness will end. Thank you very much.
We're going back to the 90s, man. The 90s are back, Alfred. Back to the good old days where you're born a male or a female.
That's right.
Guys, so this is, again, this is what Trump has a mandate, right? I mean, this was not a secret. It's not like he bamboozled us. You know, he didn't bamboozle the people into saying, hey, guys, I'm going to do one thing and now I'm going to do another, right? I mean, everything, I don't know what, I only listened to this one time, Robert.
Oh, sorry about that.
Sorry. So, man, going after, because, I mean, I don't know how much you know about this. I mean, not that I'm an expert, Robert, but, I mean, we know there's a whole industry that's been built around the, you know, gender affirming care. Correct. Right? There's doctors, there's a whole medical system, the big pharma's benefiting from this.
Right.
It actually put them in such an awkward position that all the major pharmaceuticals had a meeting not too long ago, a couple of days ago. I just heard that an emergency meeting, because, you know, they're already thinking that, you know, what Trump is going to start doing is going to start impacting, you know, the pocket.
Yeah. I mean, it's the doctor, you know, when you listen to his plan, this is what gives me confidence, guys, is that it is obvious that this has all been thought out and planned. It's not like he woke up the day after he got, you know, elected and decided, okay, how are we going to do this? You know what I mean? I mean, it's been, you know, at least say 4 years of him and others putting a plan together on how to take care of this business, right? And I'm sure guys like Vivek Ramaswamy had input into this. I mean, I think one of the big time, I think the between Elon and Bobby Kennedy,
right?
You know, I think Bobby Kennedy, man, because you know that guy's a lawyer. He's fought the government. He's been successful. I think Bobby Kennedy, it's tough between him and Elon, man, because Elon. But I think as far as the government and how to go after and how to attack the deep state and how to actually end some of this nonsense, I have to believe that Bobby Kennedy has brought a lot more insight into this.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I don't know who else is advising him, you know, but it's clear, guys, that this isn't like the first term, you know, obviously, right? You guys have heard me be so skeptical about Trump actually doing something this time, but I think that, I mean, I hate, because I'm always skeptical, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, me too.
So I always have to kind of keep myself in check, but I kind of want to allow myself to get excited that, dude, how do you deny that he doesn't have a plan, guys? I mean, you listen to this, everything he just said was well thought out.
Absolutely.
And this is before the fact of his own committee. Okay, so you don't have like a full-on committee. This is him laying out the foundation, the plan. You know, this is him coming out and saying, this is what we're going to do. this is what's going to happen. This is next. And each individual thing. The next video talks about the freedom of speech.
Yeah, we'll get to that one. So let's go ahead and hit that, Alfred. This is his plan on freedom. Man, just listen to this guy, man. It's great.
If we don't have free speech, then we just don't have a free country. It's as simple as that. If this most fundamental right is allowed to perish, then the rest of our rights and liberties will topple just like dominoes, one by one. They'll go down. That's why today I'm announcing my plan to shatter the left-wing censorship regime and to reclaim the right to free speech for all Americans. And reclaim is a very important word in this case because they've taken it away. In recent weeks, bombshell reports have confirmed that a sinister group of deep state bureaucrats, Silicon Valley tyrants, left-wing activists, and depraved corporate news media have been conspiring to manipulate and silence the American people. They have collaborated to suppress vital information on everything from elections to public health. The censorship cartel must be dismantled and destroyed, and it must happen immediately. And here's my plan. First, within hours of my inauguration, I will sign an executive order banning any federal department or agency from colluding with any organization, business, or person to censor, limit, categorize, or impede the lawful speech of American citizens. I will then ban federal money from being used to label domestic speech as mis or disinformation. And I will begin the process of identifying and firing every federal bureaucrat who has engaged in domestic censorship, directly or indirectly, whether they are the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Health, Human Services, the FBI, the DOJ, no matter who they are. Second, I will order the Department of Justice to investigate all parties involved in the new online censorship regime, which is absolutely destructive and terrible, and to aggressively prosecute any and all crimes identified. These include possible violations of federal civil rights law, campaign finance laws, federal election law, securities law, and antitrust laws, the Hatch Act, and a host of other potential criminal, civil, regulatory, and constitutional offenses. To assist in these efforts, I am urging House Republicans to immediately send preservation letters. And we have
Preserve
to do
your
this
record, guys.
to the Biden administration, the Biden campaign, and every Silicon Valley tech giant, ordering them not to destroy evidence of censorship. Third, upon my inauguration as president, I will ask Congress to send a bill to my desk revising Section 230 to get big online platforms out of censorship business. From now on, digital platforms should only qualify for immunity protection under Section 230 if they meet high standards of neutrality, transparency, fairness, and non-discrimination. We should require these platforms to increase their efforts to take down unlawful content such as child exploitation and promoting terrorism, while dramatically curtailing their power to arbitrarily restrict lawful speech. Fourth, we need to break up the entire toxic censorship industry that has arisen under the false guise of tackling so-called mis- and disinformation. The federal government should immediately stop funding all nonprofits and academic programs that support this authoritarian project. If any U.S. university is discovered to have engaged in censorship activities or election interferences in the past, such as flagging social media content for removal of blacklisting, those universities should lose federal research dollars and federal student loan support for a period of 5 years and maybe more. We should also enact new laws laying out clear criminal penalties for federal bureaucrats who partner with private entities to do an end run around the Constitution and deprive Americans of their First, Fourth, and Fifth Amendment rights. In other words, deprive them of their vote. And once you lose those elections, and once you lose your borders like we have, you no longer have a country. Furthermore, to confront the problems of major platforms being infiltrated by legions of former deep staters and intelligence
That's all
officials,
Elon Musk.
there
right
should
here.
be a 7-year cooling off period before any employee of the FBI, CIA, NSA, DNI, DHS, or DOD is allowed to take a job at a company possessing vast quantities of U.S. user data. Fifth, the time has finally come for Congress to pass a digital Bill of Rights. This should include a right to digital due process. In other words, government officials should need a court order to take down online content, not send information requests such as the FBI was sending to Twitter. Furthermore, when users of big online platforms have their content or accounts removed, throttled, shadow banned, or otherwise restricted, no matter what name they use, they should have the right to be informed that it's happening, the right to a specific explanation of the reason why, and the right to a timely appeal. In addition, all users over the age of 18 should have the right to opt out of content moderation and curation entirely and receive an unmanipulated stream of information if they so choose.
Wow.
The fight for free speech is a matter of victory or death for America and for the survival of Western civilization itself. When I am president, this whole rotten system of censorship and information control will be ripped out of the system at large. There won't be anything left. By restoring free speech, we'll begin to reclaim our democracy and save our nation. Thank you, and God bless America.
God bless America. Did you hear that before, Robert? Is this the first time?
I've never heard that before.
What do you think about this?
It's amazing. That's amazing.
That was longer than I thought it was going to be, Alfred.
Oh man, but it laid down the 5-step plan, bro.
So what's the
5-step
odds?
plan.
What's the odds that? So we see how the media is reacting, right? This is what I was
Sure.
thinking about. It's so you've seen it's kind of like they're being kind of cordial. Aside from you have some they're whining like racist and misogynist and all this stuff, but you're kind of skeptical because you're kind of like, man, they're kind of being somewhat reasonable. There's nobody on the streets rioting. You don't have Antifa running amok yet.
Well, you do have those organized by NGOs, the organized anti-Trump marches in New York. I heard about they're preparing to get some march. There's just people getting they're just going after and saying they don't agree with that many people being thrown out of our country.
I guess what I'm saying though, Alfred, is that they're being somewhat civil on the media.
Sure.
And
Which is kind of concerning.
yeah, it's concerning.
It's scary to be honest with you.
But then I wonder, like, when you listen to what Trump just said, right? I mean, are they freaked out because they're gonna if he follows through with this one I think is a little more difficult because it's not like he can just do executive orders. It's not like the border issue, right? The border issue, he just get it done.
It's like a valve, open and close.
Yeah, just make it happen, give an order. I mean, he's got did I send you the video of Tom? Well, I think that's gonna come up. Our new borders are
former ICE director.
Yeah, former ICE director, the
Tom
freaking
Hoffman, right?
beast. Yes.
Oh man.
So you're just like, yeah. Soon as he's in day one, go have at it, bro. Take care of it. Just like he talks about when
JFK.
No, when he became president and he flew out to Afghanistan, right? I don't know if you guys heard him talk about the story that he flew out to Afghanistan to meet with the generals because the generals in Washington, D.C., and he always refers to them as like the TV generals.
Right.
Like they were trying to tell him, oh, no, making up all the excuses. So he's like, I'm going to jump on the plane and I'm going to go talk to the real generals, the guys out there doing the work. And those guys are like, he asked them, what do you need? What do you need to end this and annihilate, ISIS, right? Mm-hmm. And how long would it take?
A week, right?
And he's like, a week, whatever they told him. And he's like, all right, guys, do what you need to do. Just make it happen, right? That's what's going to happen here with Tom. I'm sure he already told them, all right, bro, that day I need you to get out there and I need you to make this happen, right? I need you to get out there, close the border. We'll watch that because them cartels are probably freaking out right now. But in the same token, when you listen to what he's saying, if anybody violated any Civil Rights Act, any election laws, any I mean, I don't even remember the whole list. I mean, I'm just thinking, what are the odds that there is no violations there? You're going to find something.
Absolutely. There's going to be consequences.
Yeah.
And I think people are scared of the consequences, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be long-term consequences from what I hear too in the video.
Right.
So my only thing is this all sounds amazing. This sounds great by Trump.
Right.
It's our job as people who voted for him to make sure that we hold his feet to the fire if he does not pull through, right? So if he's going to make all these bold claims day one,
oh, bro, you
day
better.
two,
Yes.
if he's not doing it already, we hold his feet to the fire. Say, hey,
Right.
what's going on?
Right. No, 100%, Robert. I 100% agree, guys. You know, we can't just, oh, Trump's in office and now we stand by and, you know, no, it's just the beginning, guys.
I don't think that's going to happen, you guys. And the reason why I'm saying this is because he's caught on video. I mean, come on, he's laying down. Look, he's laying down specifically what he's going to do for his plan. Number one, he's going for the plan for the immigration, the plan for, and he's laying down.
Oh, no, I understand,
laying
Alfred,
out the
but this is the thing,
steps.
okay? Just like you have, you have these, I'm going to just refer to them as Trumpsters, okay?
Sure.
Like the people that just, they're like the left, you know, they just believe everything he says, you know, not that he lies. I mean, he doesn't lie. Does he exaggerate? Yes. Does he embellish? Yes, he does. Right.
Mhm.
But let's take one example, Alfred.
Mhm.
I thought TikTok was bad.
Right.
All of a sudden now we're good with TikTok.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, what am I missing, Robert? You know what I'm saying? Like, wasn't he supposed to ban TikTok because the Chinese are taking our data? And now he's on Joe Rogan bragging about how many TikTok followers he has, right? Like, that's the problem, is that people we do the same thing the left does. Well, I don't. I'll tell you that right now because I don't forget. But a lot of people on the right, they do the same thing.
Right.
Okay. Trump could start walking some stuff back. I mean, it happened the first term, Alfred.
Yeah, 2016. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go back at 2016.
Mhm.
How many people were pro-Trump in 2016 and 2020 and 2024 that were used to be never Trumpers?
Right.
Ben Shapiro, we go down the line. JD
Oh, yeah.
Vance didn't like Trump,
That's
right?
right.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of people who were anti-Trump. Trump's a racist. Trump's Hitler. All this other stuff,
Mhm.
right? And now they're on board. But I just hope they're not opportunists and just being on board with him to make sure that they get on the team and then undo what he's going to do, right?
Yeah.
Like in 2016, he had so many opportunities, but a lot of times he was faltered by his own administration, the people in his court were doing things against him, and we saw everything that happened when he was in court.
Yeah. And I think the difference, hopefully, what seems to be the difference this time, though, is that, like we've heard this week, a lot of people come out around him, not just him, but talk about, you know, the fact that he did not know anybody. He had to, you know, get help and rely on others to give him advice. And it turned out to be a mistake. I think now there's no excuse because he's had 4 years, right? And again, when you listen to these videos, he's been putting a lot of thought to this. I mean, obviously Elon Musk had to have something to do with these policies. I mean, a lot of their solutions that they're proposing right now is stuff that they identified through the Twitter files, right? Where he's talking about, you know, he mentioned it on there, right? Like the FBI communicating with these platforms. Well, that's what we learned in the Twitter file. You know, former government agencies or former FBI guys implanting themselves into these companies, right?
Right.
So he's talking about what? That's no longer going to be allowed. I think, what did he say? Like
7 years.
like a 5 or 7 year
Cooling
moratorium, right? Or cooling period.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it's obvious that, you know, they went through the Twitter files. They've gone and said, okay, how are these guys doing this? As far as the schools even, right? So they've looked at the school system. They've looked at the you know, online platforms, the news media, and we now see, what's another reason why it's so great that he wasn't president 4 years ago, because he didn't have all the intelligence that he has now, all of the data to be able to determine how do I solve this problem, because we know how they're doing it now.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, 4 years ago, would you have had a clue?
We had an idea,
but you didn't know how. You knew it was happening.
Right.
Right? You knew that, okay, there's some collusion going on between government and the school system.
Right.
There's some collusion going on between government and, you know, these platforms, Facebook and all these guys, right? But we didn't know how. exactly how they're doing this, right? And now through the Twitter files, we know exactly how, right? So we wouldn't have been able to have this policy, this solution. But this one's going to be a tougher one, but I guess it shouldn't be, right? Because again, we have a majority in the Senate and the House, and these guys better make it happen.
Yeah, there's no excuse now.
Right.
There's no excuse. You have the Senate, you have the House, you have the presidency, you have the support of the people, obviously,
and you have the Supreme Court.
And
right?
There should be no reason you can't accomplish what you need to accomplish.
Yeah.
Right? And if you need to fire people, even if it takes them to court, fire them.
Yeah.
If they're going to block his administration and block his results, just fire them. Worry about the consequences afterwards, but just take care of what you need to take care of.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. 100%. And what's the next one, Alfred?
Oh, the next one is about the deep state. The video for the deep state, how he's going to plan to.
Let's go on that one, Alfred. So this is what's the deep state solution. Have you heard this one?
I have not.
Man, you haven't. Okay, this is good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yep.
Here's my plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption once and for all. And corruption it is. First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively. Second, we will clean out all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus, and there are plenty of them. The departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled so that faceless bureaucrats will never again be able to target and persecute conservatives, Christians, or the left's political enemies, which they're doing now at a level that nobody can.